Okay, so in this lecture we will discuss Poynting's theorem. So today's topic is Poynting's theorem. Okay, now before I go to this theorem, I will discuss what is the energy stored in an electromagnetic field. Okay, now if we have a static distribution of charges, now to assemble a static distribution of charges, the work required is given as WE, that is equal to half of epsilon 0 integration E square dV over whole space. So what is this? This is the work. This is the work to assemble a static charge distribution. This topic we have discussed in second semester, where we calculated the net energy stored to assemble a static charge distribution, and we found there that the net energy stored in the static charge distribution is given by this expression, that is half of epsilon 0 integration over whole space E square dV, where E square is the electric field, electrostatic field. Okay, now similarly the work done to get currents flowing against the back EMF is WB is equal to 1 by 2 mu 0 integration B square dV. This is also over whole space. So this is the work done to assemble a static charge distribution against the Coulomb repulsion between the charges, and this is the work done to get currents against the back EMF. So this energy is stored in the magnetic field and this energy is stored in the electrostatic field. Okay, so if I ask the question, that is what is the net energy stored in the electromagnetic field, it is just the sum of these two terms. So the net energy stored net energy stored in electromagnetic field is W, that is equal to WE plus WB, that is equal to half of integration epsilon 0 E square plus 1 by mu 0 b square dV, this is the differential volume element, dV over whole space. So this is the net energy stored in electromagnetic field. So this expression we require in the derivation of Poynting's theorem. Okay, now we will go to Poynting's theorem. Now suppose we have some charge and current distribution in space. Suppose we have some charges. Suppose here I have Q1 charge, here I have Q2 charge. Suppose these are charges. Here I have Q3 charge, these are negative charges, and also we have suppose currents. This is current I1 flowing, here we have current I2 flowing. So in this region, see, current produces magnetic field and charges produces electric field. Now suppose at time t, this is our charge and current distribution in a certain region of space. Okay, so we will have both electric field and magnetic field in this region. So in total we may say that we have electromagnetic field in this region at time t, because the charges may be moving, so the electromagnetic field will also change, and charge distribution, current distribution also may change with respect to time. So suppose this is the figure at time t. Okay, so at time t we have charges and currents distribution. Okay, now suppose in time dt, differential time, the charges move around a bit. So suppose in next time interval, dt, the charges move around a bit, little bit it moves. Okay, now our question is, what is the work done on the charges for in the time dt for the displacement of the charges? So this is our problem. So our question is, what is the work done on the charges in time dt by the electromagnetic E full stop M full stop is electromagnetic field. This is our question. We will try to answer this question. Okay, so to answer this question, we need the force felt by a charge q in electromagnetic field. We need that expression of the force, that is called the Lorentz force. Now the Lorentz force on a charge q due to E and B, that is electric field and magnetic field, is F is equal to Q into E plus V cross B, where V is the velocity of the charge, velocity vector of the charge Q. Okay, so this is the expression of Lorentz force acting on a charge Q, and this force is applied by the electromagnetic field. Okay, now under the action of this force, suppose under the action of F, Q undergoes a displacement dl. So the work done on Q is F dot dl, this we know. So this is equal to Q into E plus V cross B dot dl. So this is the work done on the charge Q by the electromagnetic field. Okay, now V is equal to dl dt. So we can write, therefore dl is equal to vector V into dt. So we will write here in this expression of dl, we will write this expression. So we get the expression of the work done. So that is equal to, so F dot dl is equal to Q into E plus V cross B dot, now dl I will write V dt. Okay, now I can break this summation. So this is Q into E dot V into dt plus Q into V cross B dot V into dt. Okay, now you can see from the property of the scalar triple product that the last term will be 0. See, this term I can write as, this is the scalar triple product, so I can write this term as B dot V cross V, and you know that when we take the cross product of a vector with itself, the cross product vanishes. So this term is 0. So F dot dl reduces to, so this is equal to Q into E dot V into dt. So this is the expression of work done. Okay. Now suppose if we have continuous charge distribution, continuous means charges are distributed in a continuous fashion. So if we have a continuous charge distribution, then Q, I can write Q is equal to rho into, suppose Q is contained in a differential volume element. So this is dV. So rho is the charge density. Rho is the charge density, that is the charge per unit volume. Rho multiplied by dV gives us the charge content in volume dV, and suppose that rho dV is Q. So I can write, in place of Q, I can write rho dV. So therefore F dot dl, this is the expression of work done on charge rho dV by the electromagnetic field. So I can write rho dV in place of Q. So E, see, this is the differential volume element and this V is the velocity vector. So these are different. So E dot V into dt. Okay. Now I can take rho with this term. So this is the differential volume element dV. Then E dot rho into V. Now this V is the velocity vector. Okay. Now you know already that since rho is the charge density, charge per unit volume, if you multiply it with its velocity vector, we get the current density vector. So rho V, this is the vector J, that is the current density vector. So F dot dl, this becomes E dot J, E dot J vector, current density vector, because this is J vector, then dV, this is the differential volume element, and dt, this is the differential time. Okay, so this is the expression of the work done by the electromagnetic field on charge rho dV, that is a differential charge. Okay, now we will, so this is the work done in time dt. So what is the time rate of work done, or what is the work done in unit time? So I have to divide this quantity by dt. So then the work done per unit time will be, so work done per unit time is E dot J into dV, because I have to divide this quantity by dt. So this is the work done per unit time by the electromagnetic field on the charge rho dV. So what is the net work done, means what is the total amount of work done on all the charges in unit time, that we will get by integrating this expression. So the total work done, the total work done on all the charges in volume V. Suppose the charges are in volume V. So the total work done on all the charges in volume V by the electromagnetic field E dot M field is per unit time, by the per unit time. This is the work done per unit time. The total work done on the charges in volume V by the electromagnetic field per unit time is dW dt, that is equal to, I have to integrate this quantity E dot J dV over volume V. So this is the total work done in unit time on all the charges contained in volume V by the electromagnetic field. Okay, now we will modify this expression. Now, to modify this expression, we will take the help of Maxwell's fourth equation, that is the modified form of Ampere's law. So, from Maxwell's fourth equation, del cross B is equal to mu 0 J plus mu 0 epsilon 0 del E del T. This is the Maxwell's fourth equation or the Ampere's law with modified term. This is the displacement current term. Okay. So from here I can have an expression of J. So J will be, J is equal to 1 by mu 0 del cross B minus, this mu 0 will get cancelled, so epsilon 0 del E del T. So this is the expression of J we have got. Now we will put this expression of J here. So we need E dot J. Here we have E dot J. First we will calculate what is E dot J. Okay. So E dot J is equal to 1 by mu 0 E dot del cross B minus epsilon 0 E dot del E del T. So this is the expression of E dot J. Okay. Now we will modify the first term on the right hand side by using a vector identity. So this term I will modify. Now